How's it going, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Farzan Khamushi, and and I have decided to record English videos for you in order to practice with each other during the uh, video recording. So, um, I was telling about my jobs. Of course, at first I decided to do the freelance job, but because of so many problems consisting of sanctions, consisting of too many prices added to my to the projects to start for starting, so I decided to work and not to waste my time and collect money, and after that maybe something like cryptocurrency I decided to invest. So I again defeat on it because that was not too much money. After that I decided to go to military, then go to abroad, because in Iran it's not available to give you passport and without passing the military period, military service, and that is about 2 years, or in the borders of the country a little bit less, because it's harder. As much as it gets harder, the duration gets lower. So for going around and working in the borders countries, the neighbor countries, or after that going to the another countries, I decided to and collecting money and playing games. I don't know. I don't say play game. Investing, cryptocurrency, the other things, buying, selling. I needed some much more money, so I decided to go abroad, working in abroad. So I was freelancer, but when I go to abroad, I decided to, before that, decided to learn some techniques like welding, which I really loved. So after I see my money is not enough, I decided to go working abroad. But because I didn't have passport, I had to achieve passport. And for achieving passport, I had to go to military service. After passing my military service, and I will tell you what happened later in the next videos, upcoming new videos, I decided to put those money in the cryptocurrency as a long-term investment, not shorts. I decided, yes. Then after my military service finished, the first country I decided to go was Turkey. Over there, the first period I went was very good. Everybody respected me. But after a while, I heard too many complaints from too many my homeland people going to Turkey, not payments, low payment. Some of them had problem with someone who finds the job. You know, when you go to some countries like Turkey, you should actually concentrate on Turkish language. When you don't know Turkish language, you have to learn it. You have to it takes time. You have to work over there, learn during your work, during your job, or before that you should have not too many buddies, too many people goes to learn when they don't have any previous field on it. So without any previous field, I decided to learn a little bit of Turkish, and I'm not right now too much professional after 1 year passed and two times I went to Turkey, both of them 1.5 month. I told you first time I went over there, I paid 7,000 lira, which can uh, calculate how much it is. When a worker in Iran is paid in that time 15 million taman uh, per month, and I didn't have any job previously. I decided I told you I knew development. I decided to migrate from Android to web. I decided to learn the front end development. After that, PHP. I had a little bit. I had a little fields on PHP previously, so I decided to learn Laravel, not pure PHP, because pure PHP had a lot too many complication. A little bit was mixture. A little bit was problem, hard to do code with pure PHP. You have to do so many tasks previously some people had done professionally. So you decided to work with frameworks. These are the frames of your job, frames of your development. I decided to do code with Laravel. After that, in Iran, too many problems happened before I go to Turkey. After I finished my military service, I really tried to find job. I knew design, but I knew Photoshop, so many things. You know, if you want to work with Photoshop, and it's Adobe and the other Adobe uh, useful designing applications. Uh, I say useful because we are in a rush. You know, we are in a rush in Iran. For example, we don't use maybe we use illustration, we use Photoshop, but not some of the other applications which are really important in management. You know, in management you should uh, separate the tasks and each part professionally work on it, concentrate on it professionally, concentrate total with total your mind on it. Photoshop does so many things, and some things little small, like 3D designing. You can do it with 3D apps better, you know. But in case of just watching from one side to the 3D design and a little bit maybe changing the camera or not, just fix camera, fix picture, but the picture is 3D, you need Photoshop. But if you want to do more tasks, you need 3D applications like Blender, and which I do, which is free, like 3D Max, like Autodesk applications. I thought after I paid inside some websites, freelance websites, which are banned in Iran because of sanction and defeat over there, because over there so many people are jobless and the recruiters are searching for someone which does the task, which do the task so cheap. I didn't know that, and I didn't know how to work with them. For example, in case of Photoshop with designing, they say change this picture for us and tell your amount, and you tell $10, $5, anything. Some of my friends told me you should, for example, give them a sample, change that picture and put a logo maybe on it, or some bookmarks, and after that recommend them in the below. I don't know what it is. I forgot the word. Below recommendation, and tell them this is me. This is my work, my sample, my job. This is my demonstration. This is my demo. So after I passed these ways, I decided to finally do the job by hand as a worker. Before I go to military, I was in Tehran, my family was in Kermanshah. I had to stay in dorm room and do the handy jobs because no time and too many need for money. I mean, at the time, totally your age passes. Your age passes and you need to collect money, not to stay just for searching job. So, as I was really clever and I was a developer, I learned, before military, I learned welding and watched too many videos, as YouTube is my university. Searching, asking people for a job, they said, no, this is not a this is not a this is not a this is not a good export. This is not a good result of your job, of your task. This is not good. The weld you have done. And I excel myself. Ask them why. This is too much welding, too much melted iron on it. For example, it's not clean. This is not neat. This has dotted in it. The first time you work, you do the dots. You do with dots. In Persian slangs, they say worm has eaten it. if I translate literally. But when you get professional, much more professional, you need to do a thick. You need to do a thin, not thick welding. And clean also. One time in welding, you should pass, and you should check your speed. Not to melt the iron's two sides, two borders. You need to stick these two borders by melting the other iron. For example, SMAW, which is I pronounce in my Iranian accent. Sorry. You need to melt one iron. You need to measure you need to check the amount of voltage, amount of ampere, not voltage. Most machines don't change the voltage in SMW, but just ampere. When I went to Turkey, I paid 7,000 lira. It was 15 million taman, which right now is about 30 and more million taman. This is really bad. Way dollar and lira and other currencies in Iran increases in price. Very bad. Sorry. Very bad. That's very bad. Stressful. That's why people go protest against the government and get wild. It's unbelievable. It's nonsense. It's awful. Terrible. So, that man would search job and finds the recruiter. Send us. I told, I passed the period. I passed the course in MDF. MDF. Yeah. I learned how to work with MDF. Cutting machine, which was really important. And also, I knew measurement. I fast learned how to work with MDF. That's why I changed fast. But in welding, you need to check your speed of passing your hand through the through the borders of to iron. For example, you want to stick. Yeah. That man which finds his job first send us to a company factory to a factory which they build multiple layer woods sticking to each other. I don't know what's his name. I should learn if I want to talk about it professionally. And we worked in one place was very very hot, the other place very dirty. That wasn't my job. I told and I paid. He said, okay, I will change it. I had a chance to order. My friends said this one wouldn't pay us the money, and they changed the job. After that, I will tell you all of these. I think the video duration is going too much. I will see you in the next videos. Please like, subscribe, and share these videos. We can learn English if you are in lower levels with each other. I am learning every day new things. Not inside the books you will learn anything. You should live English by traveling. Have a nice time. Do like and subscribe, please. Thanks if you love my videos. Have a nice time. Goodbye.